back to the Patchwork Quilt. My name is Lorraine, and today we are going to make these cute little fabric pumpkins for our fall decorations. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of coffee because I'm fixing to give you a list of supplies. Okay, supplies for our pumpkins. The first thing that you're going to need, obviously, these are made out of fabric. You're going to need some fabric. Hobby Lobby has their fall fabrics on sale right now for 40% off. So if you need some fabric, you can run to Hobby Lobby. But you better hurry up because they were almost out the other day when I got there. You're going to need some pumpkin patterns. I freehanded most of my pumpkin patterns. If you are not comfortable freehanding pumpkins or freehanding anything, I'm leaving you a link to a pumpkin cutout in the description box. So go ahead and check that out. You're going to need some good jute cord because everything I make for some reason has jute cord in it, especially in the fall time. Let's see, what else? You're going to need some sticks. Go outside and cut you some sticks off a tree. Get you some that are laying on the ground. The wonkier the sticks are, the better, because nature doesn't do anything perfect. Nature just makes things wonky. So, go get you some wonky sticks. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need a paint marker. And you're also going to need a hang tag. If you don't know how to make a hang tag, these are really simple. You just take some paper. You can just write on the paper, cut out a tag, write on the paper, or you can coffee stain it and put it in the oven. If you want to see how I coffee stain stuff, leave me a comment and I'll make a video. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. You are actually, for this project, going to need some, this is embroidery floss. So embroidery floss and a needle. And I had a needle and I don't know where it went. It was right here. Now it's gone. So I'll have to get a needle. But there is going to be some stitching on these pumpkins because you have to make the ribs. So the ribs are going to be stitched in. See how that is stitched in? So don't freak out. Really easy. You don't have to do anything perfect. It's going to be fine. And then the last thing you're going to need is a glue gun. Get your glue gun and get it warmed up. Now that you know what we need, let's go ahead and make our pumpkins. Okay, so now we're ready to get started. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to take our fabric and fold it in half. So fold it in half just like you would a flat sheet, and then lay it down on your table or your workplace or your desk or whatever you're working on. Now that you have your fabric laid down flat, you're going to take your pumpkin pattern and put it as close to the edge as possible. And I'm going to put my pattern this way because I'm going to be cutting this off. And then straight pins. Take some straight pins and pin your pattern down. Now you want to trace your pattern. Alright, now I've got my pumpkin pattern traced onto my fabric. I still have my fabric folded and I'm going to cut my fabric while it was folded so that I have two sides that are exactly the same. To cut your pattern out, you want to go ahead and cut a square out of your material first and then go around your pattern. Alright, now that I've got my pumpkin cut out, see, and I've got two sides, there's two here, it is time to glue this together and stuff it with our batting. So I'm going to start gluing it together at the bottom on this one. Now, if you're going to leave your stem on there and you're not going to put a stick on there, then you want to leave the stem on and you want to glue it at the top first because you're going to have to stuff this little stem beforehand. But I'm going to be putting a stick stem on this one So I'm going to start gluing it together at the bottom. So my stick is going to go in last. Alright, fold back the top piece of fabric, and then you want to grab your glue gun and glue around the bottom, probably about 1/4 of an inch in. After you have your glue down, go ahead and flip your fabric back over and press it very lightly, trying not to burn yourself. And then do the same thing to the other side. Make sure you leave enough room to be able to stuff. Okay, so our next step, after we have our pumpkin all glued together and we've got, it's snippies, we've got a little hole in the top, we are going to stuff this. So we're going to take our batting, and you want to kind of pull it apart a little bit so it's not in giant chunks, and stuff it in this hole. I might have made my hole a little bit too small. And then you want to fluff it out some while it's down in there. You want to make sure you get it down in the bottom good. Y'all see Charlie? Charlie's like my partner in crime. Stuff it down in the hole. You want it, you don't want it too stuffed, you just want it enough to where it's got some depth. All right, now that we've got it stuffed, see, make sure you get your hips stuffed. Before you add your stem, you want to shut the top of it up a little bit more. So you don't want to be trying to work with all this hot glue. So shut the top of it up more, and we're going to be putting our stem right in. Okay, so now we've got our stem in, we've got our pumpkin made. The next thing we want to do is add our ribs. We're going to be using a needle and some thread to do that. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to start at the bottom here, and then we are going to thread all the way up here to the top. And you want to go through that batting because you're making like a barrier so that the batting poofs out just a little bit. And then we've got something that looks more of a pumpkin rather than something that looks like a blob. Okay, so when you're sewing this, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to go in a straight line. You just need to make sure that you're pulling it tight in between your stitches so that your fabric is being pulled together and your batting is poofing out the sides that don't have stitches. When you get to the end, you want to put the needle through just the top of your fabric and tie it off. Now it's time to use our jute cord and add our tendrils. Get your length of jute cord, probably about 1 foot long, and then you want to measure 2 more of the same length. Take the 3 pieces of jute cord and put them behind your stem. You want to make sure that one end is about 2 to 3 inches longer than the other one. Then you take your longest end, wrap it around the short one from front to back, and then go down through the middle, kind of like you would tie a tie. And then take both sides and pull it tight so that it is snug against your stem. Now we're going to get our hang tag and we're going to put a little fall message on it. To tie our hang tag, we want to take a piece of jute cord and go from the back to the front, and then you want to go back in through the back and through the loop that you made on your first pass. And then you want to take the end that's left over and stick it back through the hole on your hang tag. All right, there you have it. That is our cute little pumpkin video. We've got these tassels hanging down, cute little tag, little stick. Or if you would rather have a fabric stem, you can forgo the stick, and that looks really cute too. Well, these look really cute sitting on a mantelpiece, grouped together. See how cute that is? I love it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.